Libra, this is your reading for the month of Pisces. Sun in Pisces, Sun in the Moon, looking deep within yourself into the subconscious, having the longing to evolve, having the longing to come out of the water and through land and evolve from wolf to dog up into the sky, up here to the mountains, so that we can be very close again up into the heavens. And the Age of Aquarius is instantly saying, look, yes, we are evolving. We are forever evolving. This is highlighting the moon in your sign. And so this is very strong. We have the power now to look deep within ourselves. Why are we the way we are? And to be justice, to be just is very difficult, because it means to come into absolute stillness, almost a stillness that is then death or transformation. Meditation, connecting to the sword, to that one thought that brings all the information. Now you're ruled by Venus, the lovers, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the mystic, the guru, the dreamer. Now, as you know, I am doing right and left spinning readings. Today this is a right spinning reading, and that's the human path that we take from outside to the within. And next month you're getting a full moon reading, and that's read from right to left with all 22 major arcanas. Right now you only have 9 major arcanas here, and so this is the message that you're getting from the sun, from Pisces. And of course this is going to be then the signature of this reading. The yoga position for Pisces is fish pose, upward dog, downward facing dog. And for you, I gave you the squat on the toes and holding yourself in this balance, holding yourself in front of your heart with the sword pointing to the third eye, in the yin, the yang, in the center. So let's see what the message is gonna be here. Each time it's different, right? Your court card is the Queen of Swords. You are facing the right spinning, the human path, and leading the way. Your major arcana is that you are not right or left spinning, but you're looking straight ahead. You are in the center and want to bring that into the world, right? Want to bring all the information that you are getting to the people. If your birthday is between the September 12th and the October 12th, then this is your court card. If not, look in the description below. I have listed all the court cards and all the cards that I'm using today with their decks. Back to the last reading where you had Aquarius Sun giving the Libra Moon the light. And the message was the 8-11-8 portal is the infinite potential you are sitting on. You had the star, you had Leo, and you had Leo again. And the interesting thing was that this was here an 11, and here the Leo was an 8. And calculated, the Aquarius 17 is an 8, so 8-11-8. And so you are sitting actually on that potential. Very interesting, right? So you have the message of Leo is opposite of Aquarius, and we're going from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, because the Earth does a left spinning wobble of 25,800 years. And when we divide that through the 12 zodiac signs, we get an age, and the age lasts 2,150 years. And we're coming out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and you see how it goes up. We're evolving ourselves further up from the Earth to now the air or the higher consciousness, right? So we're coming out of the deep waters of subconscious and going up into the heavens. Very interesting that this is actually shown here in the moon card, right? In the age of Pisces that we are in right now. All right, so let's begin this reading on the position of the Fool, which, as you can see, is a state of consciousness of the soul. It's that impulse, is that idea, is that moment where you're like, this is what I have to do. And he's facing the left spinning path, which is that from deep within you get that urge to evolve yourself out through the soul. And here comes the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, as you can see very beautifully, is spinning to the right. It's spinning, and it's indicating that there is a cycle that's much bigger than we can actually think of. And most people don't realize that actually an age forms in a religion. And before the age of Pisces was the age of Aries, because we're going left, right? So it's almost like we're going backwards. So the age of Aries was the Jewish religion, the Bible, the Torah. Here then came Jesus, the fisherman. And now comes the new religion, which is the age of Aquarius. Smaller groups, stars. Everybody can be a star. Everybody can be the Messiah. Everybody can be in the light and shine the light. And we can see that even the Wheel of Fortune is spinning here to the left. And she is not attached to, am I this young, foolish, with ears personality, and then it's descending and becoming old, and then again you are up, growing into this cycle of I am constantly shifting in those 4 phases of I am young, then I'm of course a teenager, and then I am an adult, and then I'm an old person. And that's where we have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. And you can see that here on him is all that heaviness. And so since the Wheel of Fortune is coming to you, it's saying, yeah, you are having a moment. Jupiter, the planet of luck, is saying, recognize this moment, recognize this feeling that is coming up at you. Then on the position of the Magician, who acts upon this state of consciousness, right? So here you went from 0 to 10. You immediately within yourself have this foolish idea which instantly holds a whole cycle from 0 to 10 in it. And in that one, you recognize then the Magician that can then feel the completion of the 36, the middle world. And when you see that this is spinning, where do you go when you see that things are spinning and getting out of control in your center? And that's a state of consciousness that you have to bring yourself to your center. Here you also have to bring yourself to your center, which is then the middle world. And the 3 is the Empress. And here you see the Empress sitting in the center of this wheel. And then comes the 6, which is the Love. You are giving birth to self-love, to recognizing who you truly have become at this moment. And then calculated together, we get a 9. You find your identity, you find who you truly are, and you're going from 10 to 9. It's almost like you're going from 10 to 9, like in the Kabbalistic tree of life. We go back up, right, the tree. So we're going here from 10 to 9 to 8, etc. And the 1 is here. And of course in the chakra world we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up. So it's very interesting. One school goes from below to up and the other school goes from up to below. And then we have from right to left and from left to right. And we have within and without. We always have the two. We always have the possibility to recognize what is up also needs to be below. And what is to the left also can go to the right and the right to the left. And deep within I recognize there is my power. Here is my power to be in the 6, to be in the liberation, right? To be in the higher consciousness. Then comes on the position of the High Priestess. You, Justice. Then you holding that scale in front of your third eye and balance out Saturn and Venus. And here this is the daughter of the Lord of Truth. And you can see the yin and yang symbol separated. And it looks like a little sperm. And you see the moon phases here in the corner. And she's standing here with her sword. And that's why I also gave you in this position the standing on the toes and the yin and the yang symbol, but together. So recognize that you are finding intuitive, because the High Priestess is about your intuition. You're finding who you truly are now, and this is the number 11. So in this deck, this is an 11. In other decks, you are an 8. And that's where then the interesting perspective comes. You can see it from either below or above, from the right and the left. And that's why she's in the center of the black and the white pillar, because she's the number 2. And so you know intuitive that you are now arriving at yourself. You're coming at home, this state of your consciousness, right? You are arriving at home, in your harmony, in your balance. And then comes on the position of the Empress, here, Leo, 11th, not the number 8. So you're getting an 11-11 portal with Leo. Very interesting, right? So now you recognize that the Empress is giving birth to you, to her that is in the center, that you're getting this feeling, I have to be in my center to recognize that this world can only be lived in the middle world, can only live here, now, in the present moment, and that I recognize that I can be that, and then I can work on myself, I can give birth to this state of consciousness of the 11-11 portal, with the infinite 8 above her head, the same way the magician has the infinite symbol hovering over his head. And then you become the strength, la force. These are French cards, right? So these are two different schools. One is actually then here the Hermetic school, and this is the Rose Cross school. And then out of here comes a school that choose to create the 11th with the Libra, and the other school choose to create Leo on the position of 11. And then comes you, and since I place you here to the right, you are now able to go into this world and see that you can bring these 4 states of consciousness into the world. Here You got that foolish idea to be in your center, to know that you know very clearly that you have the power from within to the outside, to know that the middle world is the present moment, to know that this absolute state of consciousness, that balanced state of consciousness, can conquer just about anything. And here you are now going out into the world and bringing that to the people. And then comes on your position the King of Swords at you. The King of Swords is Aquarius. So you did have from the last reading, right, where the 8-11-8 portal is the infinite potential you're sitting on. Again, the Leo. And that's why you have now also the Age of Aquarius as a court card. So here it is, that moment, because the Age of Aquarius is the 11th house. The 11th house of friends and friendships. And so here comes an Aquarius to you, and you recognize that Aquarius needs to incorporate the strength of Leo because they are opposite of each other. And you understand that, you recognize that, you feel that. And so the conversation here is almost like you want to tell him, listen, but he is coming at you with his horse, but looking back into the human path, but he comes from a soul perspective at you, the King of Swords. And the horse is recognizing you, but he's not, right? So I don't know what kind of conversation is happening here. It's almost like you are telling him, go back. And it's almost like you said, go back. And he's looking back and he's like, why should I go back? Well, because here in the middle world, we live the present moment. As a spirit, we are the present moment. And we don't have to balance ourselves out between dualities. So here we learn the most in the human path. Very interesting. And then comes on the position of the moon, the Emperor, the 4, which is your opposite energy. And that's where you have your full moon in the month of Aries. And this 4 is teaching you to recognize that now you need to take responsibility. And it's like, that's why he's looking back. He's looking back and he's saying, hey, I know you're coming, but remember I was talking with Aries, the King of Kings. This is where you have your full moon. This is where you have your soul reading and had a conversation with him. And this is where you're going. Powerful, right? You see that? Here is this very strong, powerful moment of the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords. And it's almost like you become now the Age of Aquarius. You understand the Age of Aquarius very much because you are a queen and have air and water. He has air and air. And then here comes your opposite sign. Opposite of you is Aries. This is your shadow side that you need to incorporate. And here comes the Emperor. And there is a whole dynamic going on between these 3. And I leave that up to you to put in what are they going to talk about. And then comes an oracle card for the moon, because it's the dream oracle from Viloldo. And then comes the 3. And he's literally saying, yes, look at this. The couple here behind it. It's like they're living a beautiful life and the longing to be here in this beautiful energy, right? Look at that, in the benefactor, in the grace and generosity. Look at them, so cute. And he's literally looking over them. He's like, yeah, go and do and speak with the Age of Aquarius, and the Age of Aquarius will tell her everything she needs to know to be here, to be a leader, to lead people forward. And so she is seeing him, and she is recognizing where she's heading into the 3, which is then here the Empress, and on the position of the Empress came La Force. And so here comes the uniting of dualities, the male and the female. And so you recognize the male and the female in the yin and the yang. And you recognize that as well here through the 3 that is in this card, that the middle world, the present moment, is that state of consciousness that gives birth to that moment. Right? So we have like 1, 2, 3, but it's actually 1, 2, 3. The 3 is in the middle. And then comes on the position of the Sun, the voice. She is facing now the right spinning path, and here comes the number 25. She uses her intuition to recognize the 5th chakra, the 5 senses, to recognize that she has a voice, and clearly she uses that voice with that strong clarity of the Sun, which is in the Moon, which is in Pisces. The longing to come out of the deep borders of subconscious, to evolve, and now to use the voice, to use your mind, to use that clear thinking, that one sword that she's holding in her hand. And she's like, now I'm going to speak the truth. I see where it leads to, and I see where I can bring it to, and I want to bring it with a clear voice, even singing, because that's part of the evolution, right? We came out of the water, and now we're creating noise, we're creating a voice to express the moon. Even the wolf and the dog are howling to the moon, and we have created a language, and with that language we can communicate. And now you can communicate successfully, because the 2 and the 5 creates the 7, and there is a success in knowing your higher consciousness is in your crown chakra, but also brings strong tests. And now the last card is then on the position of the world, comes the 3 of Wands, Sun in Aries. When the Sun is in Aries, you're getting your full moon. And then you're going to see that you can create whatever it is that you want to create. This is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. And the Holy Trinity is here a 3-3 portal, and here a 3 in it. So clearly you are pushed to see that in the next reading you have a full moon reading, you have all 22 major arcanas here. And you're going to see that this is a very important moment in your life. Because if I calculate all the cards together, I get 103. Right? And 103 is the 1, the magician. Then you are here in the middle world. The 3, you using the power of this strength, and of course of this state of consciousness, and then of this state of consciousness, and calculated together, it's a 4. And if I put him here, it's like, yes, I know that in the next month there's an important message for me in the full moon reading, in the whole major soul path from right to left, and he's sitting to the left. And so you are going this human path to recognize more and more who you have become and who you still want to become. And so the world is waiting for you. The world is here to say, okay, let's see where you're bringing this. Right? Because then we see as well that this is the end. Connecting back the world, right, to the Fool. And so when he falls into the 3. He falls into the possibility to continue the path of humanness. He's falling into this. Boom. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is spinning and giving you the direction. Wow, what a beautiful reading. I hope I see you in the next one, because of course you already had a very clear message coming. Emperor. And of course you also have this 3 then behind you. And you recognize that Sun in Aries is going to bring you the understanding that the soul path is now speaking to you, but you also have to bring it into the world. It's behind you. It's there for you. It's what helps you to move here in this world, right? In the middle world. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.